Hello guys, welcome to IndiaBees. In this video, we will see what is Android activity lifecycle. In Java, we have main method to launch the code, right? Like that, Android gives us a lifecycle to operate specific callbacks. So here, what is activity? So activity is the main component in Android, and it has its own lifecycle. See, activity class provides us six core functions like on create, on start, on resume, on pause, on stop, and on restore. We will see one by one. So first, we will see on create. So on create, it's the first method called when we launch an activity. Either we are launching the app from the home screen or by indent. In this callback, we can do some startup logic, and that should happen only once. For instance, we can setting up our UI or observe live data. After onCreate finishes, then it quickly moves to the next state and call onStart method. OnStart method. At this state, our activity is visible in background. That means the user can't interact with our UI, like pressing button or scrolling list, something like that. We have seen on create method which is called only once during the life cycle of activity, but on start method can be called multiple times. For example, it's also called when the user opens another activity and then press the back button. So typically we can use this callback to initialize the components you release during unstart. Then after this on resume call, then on resume. Finally, in this stage, our activity is visible in the foreground. So now user can interact with our UI. The activity stays in this state until happens something unfocused, such as sudden phone call and user navigates to another activity, something like. The non-pass method. The on-pass method will call if our activity loses the focus. For example, if the user navigates to another activity or enters a multi-window. Inside on-pass method, we should not do heavy operations. If you want to do transactions or network calls, on-stop is the better place than on-stop. So at this state, our activity again is not visible. It usually happens when the user navigates to another activity or press the home button. We can use this callback to release resources that are not needed while the activity is not visible. So as we discussed previously, we can also perform massive shutdown operations like database operations, or we can perform network calls. And at this state, the activity is not yet destroyed. The instance lives in the backstack memory. It means that it remembers all the state inside. When the user opens the activity, the Android will not create the instance again. Instead of this, it will take it from memory and on destroy method. This is the final callback that the activity receives. This function called before the activity becomes not existent. So this callback happens in two cases. First one is configuration change. For example, rotation or change the setting in the screen, or activity is finishing. That's all about a short description of an activity lifecycle. So in upcoming videos, we will see how to implement those callbacks. Thanks for watching this video. Please support IndiaBees.